luck with your journey.
Let's all Predator Badlands, a new film from Dan Trachtenberg. This is, of course, Dan Trachtenberg returning to the Predator franchise. And of course, you could say that Dan Trachtenberg has really revived this franchise in a way that I don't think many of us thought would be possible. With Badlands, we were wondering if he was going to continue his record of really giving us some great Predator-like films. And yes, indeed he does. Let's get into it. So Predator Badlands is directed by Dan Trachtenberg. It stars Elle Fanning as well as Dimitrius Schuster-Koloamatangi. I'm pronouncing that right, I hope. And Elle Fanning here plays a synthetic from Weyland-Yutani, as Dimitrius plays Dek, the young predator who is considered a runt that we see here. And pretty much we see the two of them embark on a mission. They both have their different objectives and goals. What I really love about Predator Badlands is that Dan Trachtenberg is able to flesh out a world without really trying to dive deep into it and sort of force feed you or give you so much exposition on it. What he does instead is sort of has us as newcomers to the world, just as Dek the Yautja is. He is learning about this world, but at the same time, it makes sense for the film. And I really love that this is the way that Dan Trachtenberg does this. Instead of giving us some long exposition at the beginning or throughout, he instead is giving it to us as the characters learning about this world as well. And what follows here is a bunch of surprises that aren't in the trailer, which I really enjoyed seeing because I had thought I had this movie figured out. I said, I know where this movie's going, how it's gonna play out. No, entirely different. You have the character of Dek and Thia who are trying to go on an expedition together for different reasons, so they have to ultimately do work together, although they wouldn't want to. Well, more Dek doesn't want to. Thia herself has her own mission and Dek as well, but ultimately their paths did cross, so it is a movie that turns into a buddy comedy of sorts, and I was so surprised by that aspect of Badlands, that there was a lot of comedy in it. Now, don't get really scared right now and think, oh, they made Predator into a comedy now. No, because the action's still there. Also sci-fi adventure, which is something that I didn't expect to ever see from a Predator film. For the most part, Predator films have always treated the Predator as a horror antagonist, or maybe like an action antagonist, depending on how you want to view it. But here we are treated to the Predator as just a normal character that is trying to sort of come of age. This is a coming of age story at the same time as well. And it's going to have a lot of genre bending throughout its runtime, and I think that's perfectly fine because everything is warranted that Dan Trachtenberg decides to do with his decision. I think the finale is great, although I feel like the finale kind of wraps up so quickly that it can feel a little bit like underwhelming. But I think when you take the whole story as a whole, you can really enjoy it. But I think that's my thing, that I felt like they were trying to set up like a big confrontation. And although it is a pretty interesting one to see play out and really gets everybody excited, I felt like it could have added a little bit more oomph and excitement to it. But that's just my only gripe with the movie, to be honest. And that's just me trying to be nitpicky, so you don't think I'm just like trying to show for this movie or something like that. I think overall it works great. I think Elle Fanning and Dimitrius here have incredible chemistry as the Yautja and the Weyland-Yutani synthetic, and it really does a great job at sort of opening up the world of Predator and Alien franchise into what could follow a very exciting new realm that we've never seen these people go into with Alien Earth and with Predator Badlands. I love that the playing field has become something exciting to look forward to in the future, and Dan Trachtenberg's honestly the best thing that could have happened to Predator. Now, I really do also love the world building that Dan Trachtenberg does here. There are some amazing, lush, and beautiful landscapes here, as well as some amazing creatures that are sort of showcased in a way that I didn't expect this movie to do so. This movie, I think, is very simple at its core, but what really makes it is the heart of the movie, and that, of course, is Elle and Dimitrius' friendship that develops throughout the runtime of the film. The way that the characters are showcased as well, and sort of giving their own time to flesh out the stories for the runtime that it has, I thought was incredible, and it really thought was amazing, and it really is a movie that I think a lot of people are going to connect to. I found myself a little teary by the end of this movie, and I was so surprised by that as well. Really wasn't expecting to be moved by a Predator film, right? Like, you're expecting all the cool action sequences, which this movie does. I think in its third act, it really comes together and it gives people that love Predator what they've been wanting. I think that that is what really is most valuable here, is that you give people that love the franchise and everything what they want, but at the same time, you also introduce new things to get people that maybe aren't used to seeing Predator on the big screen, all of that, to want to come back for more. And this movie does a great job at really making Predator that much more accessible. It's filled with laughs, it's filled with action that's going to leave you on the edge of your seat, but also with a ton of heart that's going to pull at your heartstrings, and you're going to be thinking, I never thought I would cry at a Predator movie, but here I am. Would love to see Dan Trachtenberg tackle more of this universe, as well as seeing the Alien franchise be more intertwined with it, and I'm excited for the future of both. And I think Elle is an amazing actress in this movie. You will see why. I don't want to get too many spoilers out right now. I'll talk more about that tomorrow when I talk about the ending. There's some amazing things that Elle is able to pull off here, and just an amazing talent. Dimitrius as well, playing a variety of characters if you look on Wikipedia, which I thought was great, and just really is showcasing the talent. Young talented actors, I'm telling you, you want to see more of these two in the future. The story really came together for me with these two, and that just showcases what two great actors can really do, because there aren't many actors in this movie besides some other ones that get sort of showcased towards the end. But other than that, you're really just following these two characters in a landscape that is unknown to everyone. And for them to be able to pull off all of these feelings is just beautiful. And at its core, this movie really is a movie about corporation and high technology versus just nature, which I think is so important, especially nowadays. And I'm going to get further into that in my ending explained for the movie tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. I would honestly be open if they decided to take some of the concepts we see here and turn it into a series or a show. I'm 100% on board with that. So we'll see what they decide to do. Overall, it is worth checking out in theaters. I saw it in RPX, so the sound was incredible. I would have loved to see this on IMAX because there are some dazzling visuals here, but overall, still worth seeing if you can check it out in the theaters. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on Predator Badlands. Did you enjoy this movie or not? Are you excited for the future of it, or were you let down by it? Comment it down below. We'll talk about the ending that sets up a lot in a video tomorrow, so don't miss out on that by hitting the subscribe button and notification bell. Check out our other videos as well, the ending of Begonia as well as Predator coming up, and I'll see all of you next time. As always, on the road to 50,000 subscribers. Stay safe, stay positive.
We might not be alone in this hunt.